Hey guys, I'm Voyan and welcome to the Build a Video Player inside of Godot series. We are already at episode part 7, I can't count. In this video we'll be going over frame seeking, which sounds easy to just go to a specific frame in the video. It's not that simple, and there's also some precision that needs to be happening to actually get the correct frame. So let's get into it. So let's close myself. And let's start in our header file, because we actually need to add a couple of things. So we have our int response, we have our source line size, but we need a couple more values that we need to save, so we don't need to generate them every single time, calculate them every single time. So we make a long, and we have start time. We put this on 0. We need an other one called frame timestamp. Let's also put this on 0, and then current pointer, okay, and let's also put it on 0. Then we need another one. Let's create some doubles. Average frame duration. So I'll put that on 0, and stream time base. Okay, and I think that's everything. Let's also make this into 0. And let's go over to our code file now and add these things. So today we'll be working on seek frame, but first open video. And here we go to the bottom before audio decoder setup. And let's first start setting up the stream base and the stream time base. So for stream time base, we need to make this equal to the time base of AV stream video. But this has an error because we go from an AV rational to a double. So we need to convert this AV rational to a double, and we do that through AV to Q to D. Q is the value of itself, and D is probably double, so I think that's the one that we need. And now we need to convert that to ticks, so that's times, I think, 1000 and times 10 thousands, and I add dot zeros because it's double, it's a value with zeros. Let's just add a comment here, converting time base to ticks. And next up is the start time. So for the start time, a little bit more complicated. We'll kind of use a function to assign the value. So we take our AV stream video start time, and we check if it's not similar to AVNOPTS value. If that's the case, we take a long, let's see if I remember this, AV stream video start time times stream time base. And else, if this is wrong, like if this is wrong, we just make it into a 0. Next up, the average frame duration. So average frame duration, this one is 10 million divided by the average frame rate, I think. So AV stream video average frame rate, I think, and this is giving an error, and I think it also has to do with this creates an AV rational again, so we need to use this function again. So AV Q to D. Normally this should work. Yep, and that gives us our average frame duration. 1 second divided by 25 FPS means 400,000 ticks, so 40 milliseconds. I got this frame seeking code from somewhere, so all these numbers, I did not come up with them myself. I'm not 100% certain how the whole ticks thing work, but I understand the basics and it works, so that's all we need. Okay, but that's basically the variable. That's basically the variables done. So set other variables. So that is that. So we don't need to set this every single time when we try to seek a frame. Over here in our seek frame, first of all, we need to check if it's open. Well, first of all, let's create a new image. Reference image. L image is this. Voila. Next up, if it's open, we can just copy this from here. I think, honestly, a lot of the things we can probably just copy. So let's just copy the entire thing from here until here. Because it's a lot of it is the same, but not exactly, because else we could just use next frame. If you want it to be less accurate, you could choose next frame, but for a video player, being accurate is probably a little bit better. So let's paste this. Let's look at spacing. That spacing is not too bad. Okay. And then here we start with the actual frame seeking code, because if you remember with get audio, we got this secret function here. So set the secret at the beginning. We could copy this, basically, like there's nothing stopping us. I put it in here. But again, we create those variables for a reason. So first we should get our frame timestamp, and to get that we create a long a frame number times the average frame duration. So this will give us the exact timestamp that we need from the video file itself. This will make it easier for searching it, for seeking it. Next up, let's change this to, well, we don't actually need this much space. Let's just video seeking. Over here we should get the video index. Over here as well. Over here L image, and I think that's about it. Something we could do is put this to avseek flag backwards. We could make this and make this check if it's towards the end of the video or not by having the total amount of frames of the video file. This could help a little to know if it's past halfway. Let's just put this to backwards, else to any. We're not going to do that. But yeah, so we got a timestamp, and now in here, this is, if you look in here, avseek frame, this the timestamp. So for the timestamp, you can basically just take start time plus frame timestamp, because start time can sometimes not be exactly 0. And I think we should I'm not 100% certain. Let's check start time. What I'm thinking of is audio, to make certain. Like right now we're seeking audio from start time. AV stream video start time. I think we could probably also do this for the audio. So let's quickly change this to start time video. Let's have another one in here. Start time video. Start time audio. Oh, oops. In here, well, we can basically copy this, go in here, setting up start time. So start time audio. We can basically just do this audio. Okay, so I think that will work. Stream time base. I think stream time base is also going to be wrong now. That should also be for, yeah, this is also for video. So video setting up. Let's change this to variables. So let's quickly change this. Yeah, that's about it. So audio, stream time base, video, stream time base, audio also 0. Okay, so this should work now. Okay, we take this. We plop this on the back. Over here there will also be an error now. We put this to video, seek frame. So we take start time video, And basically what we have here, we have start time video plus the frame timestamp. But for audio, we will always want to go to the beginning, so that can just be 0. So for get audio, we basically put this here. Now it's on 0. We do this on start time audio. Normally that shouldn't give any problems. Let's see if I can quickly build a check. So let's see if that does anything different. Audio still works. So let's comment these ones out again. And in here, whilst we're in Godot, let's quickly add this here. Set image, get seek frame, and let's seek 24 now. So that's set for later. Normally, so get audio we don't need anymore. And seek frame, this is basically all the code that we need for the seeking, if I remember everything correctly. But we have this on any right now. I think it will be better if we put this on backwards for now. We can change this later or do the thing that I talked about before about seeing in which position of the video it actually is. And then we go into the loop. After the second while loop, after receiving the frame, we need to change some things. First of all, we take our current PTS and we set this to AV frame, AV frame, and then best effort timestamp. And for this, we'll basically do again, if it's not the same as AV NO PTS value, then we then we set it to AV frame PTS, and else we set it to AV frame best effort timestamp. PTS presentation timestamp. I think one of these functions also shows, I just remembered. I think this one, yeah. Presentation timestamp in time base. So PTS presentation timestamp. And XMP should actually check if current PTS is AV NOP's value. If that's the case, then something went wrong. So current PTS, if this is the same as AV NOP's value, should not be the case normally, but we would break. But first also AV frame unref. So this should almost be it, I think. We first need to, one more thing, so we need to skip to actual requested frame. So this is the last part that you need, and then we basically have video frame seeking working. So if the current presentation timestamp times the stream time base video divided by 10,000 is smaller than the frame timestamp divided by 10,000, we continue, because we are not at the requested frame yet. We're still at some data from before it, which we don't want. And then we basically also unwrap the frame. But I think I made a mistake over here. If this is this value, we should actually continue, because it does not always mean that something went wrong and that we cannot get the actual frame that we requested. So let's give this a quick build, just to make certain if I'm missing something or not, but I think that's it. If my memory serves me correctly, like I worked on this code a little bit this morning, so normally it should work. Okay, everything works, but we don't really have an image. It's a black image right now. Let's go to 80. Let's go to 200. Nope, something's wrong. So I don't actually think this is wrong. So maybe over here, let's add a comment real quick. I think this should be equals. This will be equal. So let's save this. Python build. Let's see if this works. Let's hope. It does not work that this always says working. So first of all, let's quickly remove that print line, because we don't actually need this anymore. Let's find it. So utility print. Let's just delete this line. We don't need it. We know it's working by now. Something is going wrong, and maybe it's with the video frame seeking. I don't know what else could be causing this right now. AV seek frame. So we have our AV frame context, and maybe this is what's causing the problem. I'm not 100% certain, but I remember something had to be divided by 10. let's see if this works. Again, all these numbers of like dividing and doing times 10,000 and such, I don't 100% know the math behind it. It's just what works. I kind of get the basics of it, but I cannot, yeah. If you were to hold a gun against my head and ask me like, how do you come up with those numbers? I would honestly not know. So let's build, let's go to Godot, and let's hope this works. Still doesn't work. So there's still something wrong. What can be wrong? Okay, I'm starting to get fairly confident that something is wrong in here. Maybe we should put these on top. So let's start with that. Well, then we also need to free them. So let's go over here. We don't need to unwrap anything because we have not assigned anything yet, but we should free them. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so the only thing that I can come up with is probably AV stream video. Let's put this to the default, maybe that works. Let's hope it works. Okay, and that works, so let's quickly test. Oh, okay, so the problem was just, we needed to put it on default. Oh well. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem right now. And now also everything plays. Okay, so let's open me again. And yeah, that's it for this video. So in this video, we were finally able to get frame seeking working. I did not actually test it. So let's quickly go back into Godot. So if you change this to 300, by example, the outro goes kind of fuzzy towards the end. So if this is blurry, yeah, this is blurry, then let's change it to the beginning. 100, for example. Normally this will be sharp. Yep, frame seeking, it's working. Now, all we need to do is get the actual number of video frames in the file. In the next video, that's something that we'll go over. It's a little bit of work, but it's very similar to what we actually did right now, because we'll be manually going over every single frame and counting them. Sounds very inefficient, and it kind of is, but yeah. The time that FFmpeg gives is not always 100% correct, and for some video files it's worse than for others. But yeah, that's for the next video. Again, as always, a big thank you for all my Ko-fi supporters who have been supporting me this entire time. This series takes a long time to make. It also helps to improve Kozen, so it's a win-win. And yeah, let's stay tuned for the next part. And so far, I'm very happy with the support and the views that this series has received so far. I did not really expect this whole series to get 100 views minimum on each and every single part, which is kind of amazing, and I hope people will use this in their projects. Like, I hope this will be useful for a lot of people, and I hope that people are actually trying to follow along to or learn about FFmpeg, or to learn about GDExtensions, or to just make a project. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Oh wait, I should probably close my window.